Oh, good morning, everyone. Hello, welcome to another fabulous archive hunt. Hey, it's me, Matthew, little Herman. They sometimes call me. Mostly they call me Matthew. Sometimes they call me Herman. Hi, everyone. Hello. We've got some real classy music that's maybe a bit much. Maybe a bit much for what we're doing today, but it sounds fancy. What have we got here? Norman, hello. Nicodemus, welcome. Bumble Homestead, always a pleasure to see you. And James Gent, making a cup of tea and settling in. That sounds nice. Tea is wise. I've got some coffee here, and I think I may have some regrets about this coffee. Here's what I also need. Oh my god, I'm looking everywhere. I gotta turn some lights on. Because I'll tell you what's been happening here. I have been feeling unusually woozy in the morning, and I chalked it up to the other day I had on the Twitch streams that I do over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MattBaum, I had a little bit of a candy, a little naughty candy, a little drug candy, and ate a lot of then just regular candy. I got very hungry for some snacks, and I had just a ton of sugar, and I was like, oh, I had too much sugar, because I woke up the next day feeling kind of gross. But I woke up today feeling gross, and I didn't do anything naughty yesterday. I think it's actually the coffee. I've been drinking more coffee in the mornings, and I think the coffee is making it so that in the morning, if I don't drink it, I feel horrible. So now I just have to drink coffee constantly. Oh my goodness, what is this music? What? I'm bringing this down. This guy's trying to take over the stream. Oh my goodness. Pika's here. James Polk, hello. King of Pointless knows gay history because you saw Jim Carrey in that movie where he plays a gay... Oh my god. What was the name of that? Something about, like, the nosy neighbors? It's definitely not that. It's something like... Anyway, Jim Carrey plays a gay kid in a movie from the 80s. Norman is remembering your friend. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that we couldn't have met, because it sounds wonderful. Joshua's here. Harper's here. I had no idea this was a thing, and now I have to see it. Well, you're in for a treat. I found some good stuff for us. We're going to be looking for... Here's the plan for today. We're going to be looking for old gay stuff in newspapers. We might be looking for some Bewitched-themed stuff, although we've done that for the last few weeks, so we might be ready to move on. Although we did not look... We were going to look for Margaret Hamilton last week. We forgot. I forgot to look for Margaret Hamilton last week, so maybe we're going to look for some Margaret Hamilton, some other witch stuff today. But we're looking for old gay news in entertainment, television, movies, whatever. Oh, Doing Time on Maple Drive. Thank you, Pika. That's the one. Kim Pointless says, this loading screen is multi-purpose for any season. I only just got that. Well, what have we got? I guess you're right. What's summer about so this starting soon screen? Bring it up for a moment. There it is. I don't feel like it works in summer. When we get to summer, there's going to be a problem. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when the time comes. I've been looking to replace the snow, like this snow falling thing, with like falling like cherry petals or something that feels springy. I couldn't find a good. Oh Jesus! Now they're really screaming at me. Tell me if I need to adjust the volume here, because this music's really Really blasting. Oh boy, oh boy. Ah. Katie Wines, hello. Harper is here. I looked it up. It's called. Oh yes. So there's I Love You, Philip Morris, but there's also Doing Time on Maple Drive. There's two of them, aren't there? I totally forgot about that. He's gay in two different movies. I Love You, Philip Morris, and Doing Time in Maple Drive. Good moaning. Yes, that's what we've got. We've got some good moaning. Charles likes the facial hair. Thank you very much. I've been trying to do like less beard and more mustache, but the beard really it just keeps trying to catch up with the mustache. I have not been as prompt on the beard shavings as I ought to be. Oh, this is some very bad coffee. This is very bad. So I accidentally got like a giant shipment of like the cold brew stuff, and I'm trying to burn through it basically, and it's not so good. It's not so good. Okay. Kim Pointless says, I have a TV show to pitch for you, an anthology series where each episode is about the life of different gay actor from TV history. Paul Lynde, Dick Sargent, Robert Reed for starters. That's an interesting idea. Oh, Simon wants a beach theme for the loading screen. Yeah. Beach theme. I don't know. I do my Twitch streams often in a tank top. It could just be me in a tank top. Joshua asked if I archive these anywhere. Yes, they do. They're saved that they're unlisted. So one of my to-dos is just to create a playlist of the old live streams. Because they really clutter up the channel, because I do so many of them. They really clutter up the channel. It just looks like all live streams all the time. If I leave them public, so I put them to unlisted, so it's not like a lot of clutter, because most people don't want to go back and watch these. They'd rather see the I don't know, the stuff about Bewitched, for example. But I'm working on doing a playlist so you can find the old streams, if that's what you want. Harper found full Doing Time on Maple Drive on Vimeo. Oh, interesting. Okay, gosh, I guess there's not a lot of streaming services out there that are like, oh no, we've got to protect that. We've got to protect and preserve that one. You can't got to file some copyright strikes against people for that one. All right, so I want to show you some stuff that we found. Looking at some old gay stuff here. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, if you haven't seen... Sorry, boy, oh boy, do I need this coffee, apparently. Ugh. So you might have seen, I have a new video up about Bewitched. Big thanks to everybody on these streams, by the way, because a lot of the research that I did for those videos, I did right here on these Saturday live streams. So you really helped me find some good stuff to use in that video. I'm grateful to everybody for keeping me company while I comb through these old archives. Okay, so the first thing I found is wrong. The first thing I found is not what I was actually looking for. So let me show you that. But I gotta fix some settings first before I get the newspapers up on screen, because I don't want to show you everything on my desktop, because that would be very private. Okay. So here we found, I was looking for old gay stuff in newspapers, and I found Gay's Cure for Baldness. This is from 1877. I wonder what the gay cure for baldness was. Like, I could use a little of that myself. But this is different use of gay, different application of the word here. But I just really love that this exists. Oh, Norman says the Bewitched video was awesome. Yay! Good, I'm glad you liked it. Oh, and Bumble, thank you for the tip. Tomorrow's the first anniversary of my kid coming out to me. Your content is a large part of why I'm educated about the world she'll live in, why she feels safe telling me. Thanks, man. Oh, my gosh. Bumble, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for... Oh, my goodness. Thank you for welcoming me and my videos into your family. And I'm so glad that they could be helpful. That makes me so glad. That makes me so glad. Of course, I can't imagine that the kid is, enthusiastic about old television and gay cures for baldness from 1877. So, this is not the full portrait of the world that awaits the kid out when she goes out into the world. But I'm glad that this could be a part of it. Oh my goodness. Live, Laugh, Lesbian. fantastic username. Live Laugh Lesbian says, I've learned more LGBTQ history from you and your videos than I ever learned in school. Thank you for that. You know what? Me too. Because it was never a thing for me in school. Like, I never... We didn't even learn about the gay cure for baldness when I was in high school. So, or any school, really. It wasn't until I got to college that I started, like, actually going to, like, gay studies classes and stuff like that and learning, like, oh, this is a whole thing? Gay people are a whole thing? So, yeah, it's wild that, like, just fully invisible, like, as a culture, fully invisible in so much education. Oh, my goodness. Oh yeah, Norman says we call those unrelated results in library science false drops. We got a real false hair tonic over here. Charles, did you know that Will Geer and Ellen Colby, who played the grandparents on The Waltons, were both gay? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Joshua, the cure is a certain bodily fluid slathered on the scalp. Jesus. Oh boy. Okay, so the other thing that I like about this is send cash on delivery at the following prices: 2-ounce bottle $2, 6-ounce bottle $5. For circular, address a gay. Like, it's just address it to a gay. Obviously, it was the person's last name was Gay, probably, and so I don't know. It was like Arthur Gay or something like that. What a name! In Concordia, Kansas. Pardon me for a second while I sneeze a lot. Oh, ew, ooh. Oh, and it's gone. Oh, I'm a mess today. It really is. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring up the music for just a moment while I sniffle. The coming of spring and the cherry blossoms. So, too, do my allergies return. Can't this is... Wait, maybe you learn a slither of Oscar Wilde's... Oh, a sliver of Oscar Wilde's life as a footnote. Do you think Oscar Wilde took the gay cure for baldness? He did have beautiful hair. Hold on, let's take a look at Oscar Wilde's hair for just a second here. Another timely piece of knowledge for the kids of today. Look at this, beautiful. He had really just, for all of his other strengths, Oscar Wilde, just really nice hair. And isn't it remarkable how much he looks like Stephen Fry in some of these pictures? Like, let's see, right here. Like, isn't it incredible? Like, it's like Stephen Fry is a direct descendant of Oscar Wilde, right? Look at how similar they look. Gosh, that hair. Anyway, look at the two of them. When I was in high school, this was the extent of the queer education I got in high school. When I was in high school, I had a physics teacher who later came out as gay. He wasn't out at the time because it was like 1994 and probably not very safe for a teacher to be out in high school. We're gonna talk about teachers in schools in just a little bit, but I was directing for drama club The Importance of Being Earnest, and my gay physics teacher, who was not out to any of the kids, could not have been more delighted that this very demonstrably homosexual student was learning about Oscar Wilde. He wanted to talk to me about Oscar Wilde all the time, and it was great. It was like we would talk about like all of his like plays and writings and his life, and that's where I learned the gay stuff. Was sort of informally through the social interactions I had with a gay teacher. Deanna recommends a video on the 2006 film How Do I Look? What was that one about? How Do I Look 2006? Oh, interesting. Oh, it's about the Harlem Drag Balls. You know what? This one has not come across my radar. But it's got it's got a Balenciaga in here. Huh. Yeah, no, I haven't. And Jose Extravaganza. Of course Jose Extravaganza is in here. Wait, or is he? Wait, did I just... Yes, okay. There he is, of course. And a LaBeija. Oh, and this must be archive. This must be archive footage of Pepper, because I think she'd passed away at this point. She definitely passed away by 2006. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm going to go check it out. Thank you for that recommendation. Harper, ooh, Harper says a whole stream on Oscar Wilde would be amazing. That is such a great idea. You know what, Harper? I'm writing myself a little... I'm going to set that up right now. I can't believe I haven't done one of those yet. That is such a good idea. Here's what we're doing. I'm scheduling a stream for next week to do exactly that. Hold on. We're going to set this up. A big queer news archive which had a big queer news archive hunt for Oscar Wilde. And that's going to be next week. I love this idea so much. March 13, 11 a.m. Pacific, blah, 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 11 a.m. Enable monetization. Of course, gotta get that cash. Oh my goodness, it won't let me change the time for some reason. 11. Oh, because I've got the wrong day. There we go. All right, that's what we're doing. March 13th, 11 a.m. We're going to do a search for Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde. Yep. Create. Okay, it is scheduled. We are doing a search next week for Oscar Wilde. I love that idea so much. I can't believe I haven't done that before. And doing that has screwed up. I've learned an important lesson. Scheduling a stream has screwed up the chat. There we go. Okay. I was concerned that I'd like broken the stream for a moment there, but I don't think I have. Let me know if anything broke when I just set that up, but I think it's still working. I think okay. So anyway, scheduling the stream for next week, reset all the chat for this week, and I was like, oh shit, did I just break everything? But no, I think we're still good. Oh, the Death Star is here. Hello, the Death Star. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome on in. We're just looking at the gay cure for baldness. Death Star, BT Dubs, has an extremely cute dog. Thank you for sending me the pictures of your dog yesterday. That really, that, I can't tell you how much seeing pictures of a dog buoyed my day. So thank you for those. Hooray. That's all I have to say about that. Hooray. Literal Queen learned more about gay culture from MTV than school, and that's not much. Yeah, what did you learn about gay culture from MTV? What was on MTV? I guess there was like... I mean, I guess you would have had like, I don't know, Grace Jones? Does that count? I don't think she's... Is she queer? I don't think Grace Jones is queer. But, I don't know, you would have had Elton John? Maybe? King Pointless says, the gay history I got in high school was Oscar Wilde was gay, end of history. Okay. Could have used a little more. Could have used a little more than that. Oh, Alexa feels me on the allergies. We're getting 20-year-old carpet removed. Oh no, allergy hell. That sounds awful. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just vacuumed the carpet over here. Discovered. So over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MattBaum, I do Twitch streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Over on Twitch, one of the channel point rewards is the chat can redeem points to make me do workouts. So during the chat, because like otherwise I'm just sitting in a chair for like hours. So the longer you watch, the more channel points you accumulate, and you can spend them to make me do a push-ups, or I don't know, what else, these things, or this business, or a stretch, or whatever. And I noticed that going down on the floor to do the push-ups, the floor was extremely dirty. So I vacuumed. The floor is clean, everyone. Don't worry. The floor is now clean. Unfortunately, the carpet is falling apart. Because they're made of squares. They're made of carpet tiles. They're supposed to be, like, stickered together, but we never did the stickers, so all the tiles are, like, moving around. Anyway, that's the exciting story of our carpet situation. Harper is going to school to be a math teacher. The stream is particularly interesting to me if you're going to be talking about the school system. We love to complain about the school system here, of all the things that schools should do, but don't. Harder, I think, to incorporate queer history into a math curriculum, but not impossible. Oh my goodness, you could talk about, I can't believe I've forgotten his name. The Enigma Machine. Who invented the Enigma Machine? Not Babbage. All right, good. This coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Enigma Machine, invented by... Oh my goodness, he's not even on the Wikipedia. Oh, no. I don't want the German inventor. I want the guy who cracked it. The cracking of the Enigma machine was by... Come on, where is it? Alan Turing. Oh, wow. That was a lot of suspense. And I'm sure everyone in the chat is screaming at me, Alan Turing. Talk about Alan Turing. Important mathematician, inventor, engineer. Oh gosh. And chat. Scratch just trolled. Chat just scrolled, and I lost everything. All right. Kim Pointless says, "Oh, I'm flattered when Matt takes a note of a thing I've suggested to him. I die if I got an entire stream to inspire my comment. Well done, Harper." There's a movie on Amazon called Pink Feathers about a drag queen called Cookie Monstar. Oh gosh. Okay. Cookie Monstar. We've got a cookie drag queen here in Seattle too. Cookie Couture. Two of the teachers at my former Catholic school were fired when they found out to be gay. This despite the flamboyant priest brothers and butch-looking nuns. Oh my goodness. Oh, and King Pointless. Next up, Quentin Crisp theme stream. Probably less coverage, but you know what? Let's just take a look. Let's take a look if we've got King Pointless. Let's see if we've got newspapers.com. If we just search for Quentin Crisp. Quentin Crisp, of course, fabulous dandy from England. Oh, okay. We might have to do this as well. We might have to do a Quentin Crisp stream. Because we got a bunch in here. The Quentin Crisp controversy. Alright, what have we got here? We've got the astonishing Quentin Crisp, an evening, a one-man show with him. Also playing The Gin Game and Tony Orlando. Boy, oh boy. Some of these... not a lot of crossover between these audiences. Something called The Blood Knot. Godspell. What year is this? 78. Of course Godspell is playing. What is this? Sorry, just looking at this intriguing Statue of Liberty. What's a nice country like you doing in a state like this? It says, the funniest musical in years. What's the title? Is the title, What's a nice country like you doing in a state like this? What an interesting ad. We've got Zorba. The all-night strut. A classy, sassy musical celebration of the 30s and 40s. Alright, and how about this Count Dracula's Vampire Bride with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing? Oh my goodness. Which is which in this poster? The King of the Undead marries the Queen of the Zombies. That's a promotion. Timothy Matthews only knows RuPaul from MTV? Surely you know RuPaul from other stuff. I mean, Drag Race nowadays, but surely RuPaul popped up in other contexts. Okay, everyone's saying Alan Turing in the chat, and Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch in the chat as well. And Alan Cumming. Alan Turing and Alan Cumming working together at last. Oh, Hank, that's a good idea. Oh, good. Harper was planning on putting a poster of Alan Turing on the wall. Excellent. Now, Hank says, in math, it would be nice to see more inclusive word problems like Sally buys her girlfriend 5 roses, 3 tulips, how many flowers does she have? Yeah, that, just inclusive language goes a long way. I like Alan Turing on the wall. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what else could you do. Who are other famous gay mathematicians? Just curious. Famous gay mathematicians. I think I definitely spelled that wrong. Oh, here we go. 10 pioneers of computer science. Alan Turing. I don't know who most of these people are. Sofia Kovalevskaya, Russian female mathematician. She had an intimate romantic friendship with Gustav Mittag-Leffler. Of course, Alan Turing. Christopher Strachey? One of the developers of CPL, an early precursor to C. Wow, okay, that's remarkable. Peter Landon, a British computer scientist. Edith Windsor yeah, of course, I forgot about Edith Windsor. She worked at IBM. So Edie, did I meet her? I met her extremely briefly in DC. She passed away. Oh, this is a little out of date because she did pass away. She, of course, more famous now as one of the plaintiffs in the Supreme Court case that overturned DOMA, Defense of Marriage Act. Edie was an amazing activist. She was a computer programmer and engineer working at Univac, later IBM, eventually becoming a senior systems engineer. Just like a feisty, wonderful, like really high-spirited, extremely fun, wonderful lady. Lynn Conway, I'm not familiar with her. Pioneer of microelectronics chip design. John Hall, executive director of Linux International. Sophie Wilson, British computer scientist. Marianne Horton, Usenet and internet pioneer. Audrey Tang, Taiwanese computer programmer. I'm not familiar with her. Oh yes, no, I do know her. Starting the Perl Active Toolkit. Yes, okay. I am familiar with that name. Alan Emtage, not on this list. Computer scientist, extremely important person in the development of the World Wide Web and search engines. So a lot of what we know today as the internet was formed by Alan Emtage, who was one of my guests on the Sewers of Paris, my podcast. You can find it at sewersofparis.com. We talked all about his background, his childhood, growing up, being a queer nerd, and where did he grow up? Somewhere in the Caribbean, I think. Just his background being a nerd and queer and kind of inventing whole parts of what we know as the internet today. So there you go. A lot of queer people. A lot of queer people in important roles in math, science, engineering. STEM. It's not all the arts, although there is a lot of arts too. Okay, what else we got here in the chat? My first exposure to RuPaul was on C-SPAN, says Norman. Oh, the LGBT March in D.C. in 1993. We might have to take a little look at that clip. There's a great RuPaul March on Washington, 1993. There she is. This is, okay, so we're jumping back in history a little bit here to 1993. Far, far back future. Far back future. Far in the past. Before... Oh goodness! Before some of you were born, I fear. I was talking. Who is it? Oh, I was talking to Little Geck, who I don't think is here in the chat right now, but Little Geckles, frequent guest over on. And thank you for the follow, Ray! Yay! Thank you for the follow on Twitch. We're gonna spin to celebrate that. Whenever someone follows on Twitch, I get a little bunny spin. So we're gonna spin to celebrate the follow. So anyway, as I was saying, Little Geck is. Frequent guest in the chat over on Twitch. We were talking the other day about how about McDonald's Arch Deluxe. Y'all remember that from 1990 something? The Arch Deluxe is older than Little Geck. He was born after the introduction and immediate failure and flopping of the Arch Deluxe at McDonald's. My favorite McDonald's sandwich. Didn't last long. Anyway, we're not here to talk about this. We're here to talk about the March on Washington.
Coming out soon. Well, he's already come out, but to be released soon.
Is that Kathy and Jimmy?
Please help me welcome the supermodel of the world, RuPaul.
Also notable, she's using male pronouns to introduce RuPaul. Look, first of all, at this outfit.
In the Brewster Projects of Detroit, Michigan.
So this is a little lead up to Supermodel, which was Ru's mega hit at the time.
And her modeling career took off.
You better work.
This was a foundational aspect of queer culture in the early 90s. This song and Ru in particular. Of course, that was before she became an oil industry executive. She must have been so sick of the song, but you know what? As long as the check's clear. I love, look at the, it's very 90s dancing. In fact, like the tucked in shirt. Look at the tucked in shirts. So many tucked in shirts. It was very 1993. Anyway, this is the Gay and Lesbian March in Washington from 1993. Look at those bands. Bit of a 60s revival going on with the bell bottoms. Looking back at that, I wonder if that was also a disco ABBA reference with those the big flared leggings at the bottom. I don't know. You'd have to ask Matthew Anderson. This was post Matthew Anderson. Ru got a big makeover. She went from very punk to very glam. That was thanks to the stylist she was working at. What the what? I'm sorry. We gotta pause for a second here. What? Oh, I nearly did a spit take at what this person is wearing. I think this is supposed to be a Fruit of the Loom reference. Yeah, he's got I think that's the grapes and apples, maybe, or strawberries? I don't know. We've got a big dancing grape man over there. Why did you go to the March on Washington dressed as Fruit of the Loom? Is it just like a fruit joke? Maybe. Yes, Death Star says, oof, so 90s. Yes. Pika says, this is my yearbook quote, 96. What was, you better work? Was you better work your quote in the yearbook? Mine? Hold on. Oh, God, my mouse is dying, so I can't pause this. Oh, come on, come on. Nope. That just switched the tabs. Hold on, let's get ourselves back over this tab. There we go. My senior quote in the yearbook was, it was a headline that was in the newspaper earlier that year that I just thought was so funny. It was, for added protein, nuts to you. So that was my senior quote. For added protein, nuts to you. Okay, who's old in the chat? Death Stars was born in 84. William was born in 93. Josh was born in 82. Jordan was born in 85. All right, great. We're not all super young, making me feel super old. Perfect. Yeah, 80s babies. King of Pointless is a 96 baby. Oh, Dave Rendon's gotta fly. Goodbye, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. Pika says, I worked the day it launched. Wait, the day what launched? The day of the March? Oh no, the day it launched, the Arch Deluxe. Were you working at McDonald's the day the Arch Deluxe launched? What a sophisticated time. Did they make you wear like a necktie? Because the whole deal with it, sorry, I'm getting distracted about this. The whole deal with the Arch Deluxe was, it was like, ooh, the suave, sophisticated McDonald's hamburger for grown-ups. Okay, who else have we got here? Oh my goodness, the chat is scrolling so fast. Yeah, RuPaul wouldn't let you pause. She's like, no, I'm just going to keep going. We got 79, 76 in the chat. 94, 26, middle-aged, says James Polk. Yes, sure you are. Sure you're middle-aged. Mr. T, born in 89. Mr. Duke, were you born in 52 or are you 52? I don't know if you're saying ages or birth dates at this point. Norman was born in 66. I'm old. I was 24 in 93, says Bitter Old Queen. Oh, my stars. John Fish, born in 45. Michael Nax, 68. Mr. T turns 32 next month. You're a baby. You're just a little baby. Yeah, Christopher was born in 76. Ancient. Oh, yeah. Was born the same day. Oh, Mr. T was born the day the Sega Genesis and Game Boy launched. And you rushed right out and got both. Shen says, what was different about it? What was different about the Arch Deluxe? Honestly, I don't remember. Pika, I'm sorry. Pika, I don't want to put you on the spot and be like, could you describe for me what's on the menu from 30 years ago? I don't remember. Norman says it had a potato bread bun and savory mustard sauce. Was that it? Was that really it? It was just like a better bun and different mustard? Oh, Cog says, Sophie Wilson was a massive person in my life, made the BBC Micro and ARM, which is all the phones we have today. Wow. And Cog, thank you so much for the tip. Yay, I appreciate that. The tips, Cog and Bumble, those are what allow me to do these streams. And of course, everybody who supports me over on Patreon, patreon.com/MattBaum. It's thanks to your support and joining these chats, tipping, being a part of the Patreon that makes it possible for me to make my videos and to prioritize that stuff. And the Sewers of Paris and my live streams and all that stuff. If it wasn't for y'all supporting and being a part of this community, I would not be able to devote as much attention as I do to all this work and make stuff. So I'm very, very grateful. Let's learn about Sophie Wilson. Hold on, because I am not familiar. Then we're going to come back to RuPaul, I promise. Sophie Wilson, and we're going to look at the Arch Deluxe. Because of course we are. We got to look back at this classy Arch Deluxe. Oh, it's a recipe for an Arch Deluxe. All right, I might have to live stream myself making an Arch Deluxe at some point. Sophie Wilson, English computer scientist who helped design the BBC Micro and ARM architecture. Joined Acorn Computers, including BBC Basic Programming Language. Was this made by the BBC? Was the BBC? Yeah, from the British Broadcasting Corporation Microcomputer System. It was the BBC funding computer development. I didn't know that was a thing that they did. It's on the ARM reduced instruction set computer. The RISC in '83. Oh my god, that's taking me back. I remember those. Oh my god, now I'm feeling real old. She was made a commander of the British Empire in 2019. Is there a personal... Of course. This is when I look at a Wikipedia entry and I'm like, is this person queer? The first thing I look at is the table of contents to see if there's a personal life section. And if there is, then I'm like, all right, 92% chance this person's going to turn out to be queer. Wilson underwent gender reassignment from male to female in 94. Some maybe outdated terminology there. Maybe not the most contemporary way to describe that. But she had gender confirmation in the 90s. Not an easy time to go through that process. She enjoys photography, is involved in a local theater group, in charge of costumes and set pieces, has acted in a number of productions, played a cameo role as a pub landlady in the BBC television drama Micromen, in which a younger Wilson is played by Stephen Butler. What? I am delighted that this inventor of the microchip that is inside all of our cell phones also is basically in Drama Club. I'm so happy about that. I just tried to take a drink from my thermos with the lid on it. Dustar says, why is it much harder to get older when you're gay? That's an You know, I think that's something that depends on your intentions. I will say, queer culture can sometimes really valorize youth and place a lot of value on being young and like, oh, you're old, gross. But you gotta look for the right crowds because there are some very good social groups, online and in real life, for people who are in different age groups and are not going to be tiresome about like, well, if you're over 29, you might as well be dead. There's a lot of great stuff about getting older when you're gay. Oh, Tomer was born the same week as the puppy episode. Wow. Okay, so Ellen's big coming out episode. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Oh my goodness, the chat is scrolling so fast. So I'm sorry if I missed your chat. If I missed your comment, you had something that you really wanted me to say. You might have to say it again because there's been so much chat action. I'm just gonna scroll through, otherwise I'll be behind forever. Johnny remembers the McDLT, which had a ridiculous amount of styrofoam. Oh my God, yes, the styrofoam package. Just an incredible amount of packaging with that. Hardbody says, why the talk of hamburgers? Because we are also looking at 1993 and talking about things from the 90s, which include the Arch Deluxe. Mr. T would love to see an Arch Deluxe cooking stream. I would love to do cooking streams. Our kitchen it's not a great setup for doing cooking streams. Trevor says, I enjoyed your Bewitched episode. Thank you so much, Trevor. I am so pleased to hear that. Thank you. Give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna... Let's see, stream health. Now, for some reason, y'all don't have to worry about this, but for some reason, YouTube is not showing me like stream health info. Like it's just all blank. So I'm trying to keep an eye and make sure that the data flow is good. You're not getting like drop frames and like the stream isn't chugging. Because I scheduled next week's stream while streaming, I guess that broke YouTube's brain and it won't show me how healthy the stream is. So do let me know if there's any audio issues or any stream issues or it's chugging or buffering or anything, because I can't see, which I normally can. But anyway, let me know if there's issues. Anyways, Trevor says, I enjoyed your Bewitched episode. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Tell me what you want to see next. I've got a list of things I'm working on next. I'm looking at some Star Trek stuff. I'm looking at some Friends stuff. I'm looking at some Night Court stuff. But if there's stuff that you want to see, do let me know, because I love to get your recommendations for things. Yeah, King Pointless says, Wikipedia systemic queerphobia. I think, if I had to guess, it would be that this article was written... I'm going to guess this is an older article. Let's just take a look at the view history on this. I mean, still active, still being updated and stuff today, but it looks like if we go back to the oldest version of this, 2002... Let's just see what that looked like. Oh, very brief is what it looked like. Yeah, Chenga says, I've been having a lot more fun now at 53 and a lot more people hitting on me. There you go. So, Destar, there's a lot to look forward to in getting old. There's one thing, this was something that... somebody who was in their mid-40s told me when I was in my early 20s, and I was like, oh my God, they're impossibly old. They're in their mid-40s? Oh my God. Ancient. And now I'm in my early 40s. There's an I don't give a fuck quality to getting older that is real enjoyable. Like, there's, and I'm not going to say, like, I don't give a fuck about anything, but it is easier to be like, I don't know, I'm not wasting my time with bullshit is easier to do, I think, the older you get. King Pointless, thank you for the tip. Oh my goodness. Oh, you want the Jason Alexander McDLT commercial on stream now? All right. Since you gave me a $2 tip. Wow. No, thank you for the tip. All right. We're going to do the Jason Alexander McDLT. Here's the thing. I was going to do it anyway, but we're going to do it. Here we go. Jason Alexander. There's nothing. This is zero queer, which was my hacker name in the movie Hackers. There's zero queer about this, but we're going to watch it because it's so campy. I guess it is kind of queer. McDLT. So here's Jason Alexander, George from Friends. Nope. George from Seinfeld doing a commercial for McDonald's packaging that was incredibly environmentally unfriendly. All right, let me just check my volume to make sure this isn't going to blast you. All right, here we go. So here's the McDLT commercial from, I want to say like 90, I don't know, 91 or so, maybe even earlier, because I think this was pre-Seinfeld. Hold on. First, we're going to look up the age. McDLT. 1984. Wow. Okay. So this commercial is probably from like mid to late 80s. It's a mess.
Hey, you say you're getting tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers in this town that don't quite make it? Yeah! You say that just once you'd like your hamburger hot and your lettuce and tomato cool and crisp all at the same time? Yeah!
They're so excited about hamburgers. This has some real Mac and Me energy. Like, the idea that people would like be ready to fucking party over a McDonald's hamburger. Like, crowds of people. Also, I am kind of into Jason, what he's wearing. Like, his outfit here, I don't hate it.
Well, I say, you got it. I'm talking McDonald's new lettuce and tomato hamburger.
I'm sorry, where did he get that?
Well, I say...
His hands are empty.
And tomato cool and crisp all at the same time? Yeah! Well, I say, you got it.
Hands empty, suddenly, poof, there it is. He's a magician. He's the Doctor Strange of McDonald's. Okay, and here we go. We're barely into this commercial. This is a full 60 seconds.
Tomato hamburger.
Okay, so there's so much styrofoam here, and obviously you just throw this thing out when you're done with it. It's a good idea. Hot stuff on one side, cold stuff on the other. Kind of brilliant, but there's so much packaging.
DLT!
Also, it made a mess. When it was time to actually assemble the sandwich, it was kind of a mess.
I'm talking quarter pound.
Oh god, I forgot about this. He also sings about it.
Stays hot.
The new McDLT. Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool.
He's giving this 120%. Look at him go. Look at him swagger. Yeah, back when Jason Alexander had hair. Just barely.
Stays hot. The cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist.
So, it was impossible to do that move. Like, you see how it's folded over like that? That was literally impossible. It would just, like, fall everywhere.
Keep it hot, hot. Keep it cool, cool. McDLT, McDLT, hot.
Yeah, King of Pointless says he did some bewitched nose stuff to conjure the sandwich.
Cool, crisp LT.
Oh, yes, Mr. Zook, it is definitely Miami Vice clothes. That's 100% what it is.
LT, it's good.
Also, Mr. Zook, I responded to your message on Twitter. So, sorry I missed your message on Instagram. I don't check Instagram very frequently, but I saw your message on Twitter. I responded to you there. So, you've got a message for me. From me.
Could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
Yeah, so like, it's very Mac and Me, isn't it? Like, look at this giant dance party happening in the parking lot of McDonald's. Anyway, there it is. There it is. Back to RuPaul now. This Arch Deluxe thing. I'm intrigued by the possibility of making my own Arch Deluxe. I've got some vegetarian hamburger, like the Impossible Burger meat in the fridge, and I've got some buns. I might make an Arch Deluxe tonight. That's a promise you can take to the bank. That's my new slogan. Yep, Jason Alexander, Burger Magician. What if this is the thing that he's like famous for? Like, years from now, people forget about Seinfeld, but they all remember the McDLT commercial. Just starts at 60 seconds. Just watch The Irishman. I know. Yeah. Oh my God, Changa, you're right. He's Uncle Arthur's straight brother. What? He's his like tiresome straight brother who just is like boringly heterosexual. Scotty Safari's here. Hello, love your channel, you say. I love to see you talk about talk shows like Oprah and Donahue in the 80s and 90s. First shows on TV that normalize queer and trans people. That's actually kind of a good idea. Because there's some real... let me put that on my list. Hold on. I'm calling up my list. I'm using BT Dubs. If anybody has suggestions for organizing notes, not note taking, but note organizing after they're taken, I need help. Because my notes are... It's like... I've got like these... index cards. Whenever like I have an idea, I'll write it on a little index card and then immediately lose it. I need a way to organize, to store either physical note cards or digital ones on the computer in the cloud so I can access them anywhere. Because otherwise, I like immediately lose them in these like endless piles here. And I'm like, what was I thinking? Why did I write this note to myself? Like, here's a note that just says burger slut. What? I do remember what this is for. I'll explain burger slut in a moment. But anyway, before I forget, I'm going to write a note to myself. Oh no, I've forgotten already. What was it? Oprah. A video about Oprah and talk shows and things. Hold on. Video ideas. Putting this in my video ideas note. There it is. Talk shows. Oprah. Boy, really. I spelled Oprah as wrong as you can possibly spell Oprah. Oprah and Donahue, etc. That's a great idea. I really appreciate that idea. I have stuff that I can say about those. Scatty Safari. Scatty Safari. Oh no. What a name. Shen is here. Eat your hamburgers out of a styrofoam sci-fi pod? Yeah. Here's what I want is I want a giant pod like that for me, not made out of styrofoam, not made out of environmentally unfriendly materials, because we gotta get that polystyrene out of our lives. Bad for the environment, never breaks down, horrible stuff. No polystyrene. Styrofoam is a brand name. It's like Kleenex or chapstick. Styrofoam is a trademark. Polystyrene is what the actual material is called. There's a boring fact for you. Oh my goodness. Speaking of both RuPaul and Oprah, I just noticed the hardest year of RuPaul's life on the Oprah Winfrey Show over here. I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna save this video because that might actually be something I want to talk about. I'm gonna put that in my notes as well. You see, this is how I figure out like what my next video is gonna be. Is often I'll be just like talking to folks on a live stream and something will catch my eye and I'll be like, I'm gonna make a note of that. Anyway. Oh, Hardbody Mrs. McDonaldland gang. I forgot about them. Christopher Boxon said Burgermancer. That's what Chase Alex said, Burgermancer. Oh, Mr. Zook says you got one back with a long story about Liz. Yay! Thank you. I cannot wait to check that. Thank you. That is BT Dubs. If you're looking to get in touch with me outside of the streams, best way to do that is on Twitter. Send me a DM or just tweet at me on Twitter. That is a good way to get a hold of me. King Pointless says Quentin Crisp was on Letterman. Was he? And of course, John Waters' Divine appearing is hysterical. Wait, hold on. We got to look at that. Is that on YouTube? Quentin Crisp Letterman. Oh boy, my keyboard conked out, so none of that typed. Quentin Crisp. Is my keyboard? All right, here we go. Nope. Conked out again. Quentin Crisp. I don't know if y'all can see, but it keeps like missing letters and typing letters that aren't there. I'm having this weird issue. Here's another thing that I need help with. Both my keyboard and my mouse are plugged into the computer with the cable, with the USB cable. But they only want to communicate wirelessly. They're supposed to be data cables. I checked. They're supposed to be data cables carrying the signal, not just power. But they refuse to connect over the wire. They only want to connect wirelessly. And I don't know how to tell Windows, pay attention to these, pay attention to my peripherals through the cable. Anyway. Oh, my stars. I'm going to have to skip through the chat a little bit. Let me know if I missed your message. I'm sorry, because I have to skip through or else I'll be behind all the time. Yeah, Mr. T says, Burger Slut. I'm really loving it. Death Star recommends 5 to 6 legal pads, each one a different color for different types of ideas. Oh, that's a great idea. Color-coded note. So I really like having the little note cards, but color-coding them is not a bad idea. That might work. Where do you... Oh, you're using legal pads, so they're not like floating around quite so much as like loose cards. The loose cards really work for me because they're easy for me to grab. And like have different piles all over the house. Literally, I've got 2 different piles of these blank note cards in the bedroom. I've got one in the bathroom. I've got one by my desk. I've got one on the coffee table behind me. I've got one in the kitchen. Because if I don't write things down, immediately forgotten. Anyway. Wait. Oh, Derek Moore is recommending... What are you recommending? Uh-oh. It's a great software for notes and has an app on Android, but what is... Oh, OneNote. So I'm using OneNote. The problem with OneNote is it fails to sync. So often, it says, to sync this notebook, sign into OneNote. And I'm like, I am signed in. And I'll click it, and I'll sign in again. It's like, okay, cool, I'm signed in. I'm signed out again. Like, it immediately signs in and then signs out right away. So OneNote has just been too buggy for me. Also, it's kind of ugly, and I don't like how it looks. It shouldn't matter, but it does. Hello, Raphael. Did I make it to a live? It's been a while. Yay. Hello, Raphael. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Live, Laugh, Lesbian would love to see anything about Oprah. Hooray. Okay, that's on my list now. Oh, Death Star says I'm going to send you a new keyboard and mouse. No, wait, don't do that. Don't do that because I really like the keyboard and mouse. I'm using this Logitech mouse that has a really great... It's got all the buttons that I like. I'm using a Logitech keyboard that has like a little dial in it that does all these different things. This is why I'm able to like zoom through tabs really fast. So for example, let me see here. Here we go. So I can go through when it's working. I can go through the tabs really fast, but it's not working right now, so it doesn't really matter. Oh well. No, it's not working. Well, I was about to show you how great my keyboard is, that it can zoom through tabs really fast. But because of the signal getting dropped by the wireless thing, it doesn't actually work, so never mind. Anyway. Yeah, it's Matt versus the keyboard. That's every day. Austin says, do you have plans to do a video on soap or videos? I feel like there's a lot to cover there. Potentially. I gotta find an angle. Like for all of these, there's gotta be like, you know, what am I saying about this thing? I don't want it just to be like a book report, like a bunch of facts about soap. So I gotta find like the actual thing that I want to talk about. King Poison says, a gay man who wasn't already color coding? How is that possible? I know, it's shocking. Have you seen Nelson Sullivan's video with Roos as Trevor? No. Who's Nelson Sullivan? Christopher Boggs recommends colored index cards and a rubber band. The rubber band is actually a good idea. Or like a binder clip. You know what? I got all these binder clips here. Maybe like a little hipster PDA where I just like rubber band or binder clip the stacks together. That might work. Derek says it is ugly as fuck. Yes. Sorry, Microsoft, but your stuff is ugly. You have a Logitech rainbow key. Oh, wait, do the buttons light up, Trevor? Dister says, didn't you already talk about soap? I did briefly. I think it's in my how sitcoms handled homos in the 70s and 80s. I think it's in that video. I do talk about soap a little bit in that, but it's not like a dedicated all about soap video. All about soap. What if I did an all about soap video and it was just about like cleaning recommendations? Chenga says, if they have wireless dongles, you insert it into the computer, pull them? Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying. It's got a little wireless dongle. And I tried it like just in different ports. I've tried the dongle with a little extender to move it away from the ports to see maybe the port is causing some interference, some wireless interference, maybe. I've tried it with that. I've tried it on different sides of the computer, in back or in front, because I got USB ports on both sides. And sometimes, like, it's been fine. It was totally fine for like 2 weeks in the port that it's in. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, it was like, I'm going to get real bad. I'm just going to like completely conk out like every 30 seconds. I don't know why. Anyway, that's my frustration. Changa says, growing up, soap was my first gay exposure, and it was a mess. It's not great by today. It's not great by today's standards. Like, for one thing, Billy Crystal is like... Here's the short version of that is... his character in season 1 is gay. Like, I think that's the term they actually use for him. But he also wants to get what they call on the show at the time a sex change so that he can marry his boyfriend. He also spends more time in relationships with women than on men throughout the run of the show. So, like, I don't think the word bisexual is ever said. It's like, he may be the first erased bisexual. Scatty says, have you done the episode of MASH with a gay character? I did talk about that briefly in my How Sitcoms Handled Homos in the 70s and 80s video, but I have not done a dedicated video about that one either. I could do MASH. I could do one about MASH and Leonard Matlovich. Again, I just got to find like the angle of like, what exactly do I want to say about that besides just being a book report? Hello, Seal. Glad to have you here. Welcome. Norman says, my beef with soap. Beef. Soapy beef. Was that the last season Jody thought he wasn't gay. As a result, he thinks he is a Jewish old man after hypnotism. Oh, I forgot about that. That is weird. That feels to me like Billy Crystal wanting to do a character. Like getting tired of Jody and being like, could I just play a different character now? Yeah, answers to all these questions on the next episode of Soap. Here's my story with Soap. I had a very weird experience with Soap. It was on Comedy Central in the 90s, and I was watching it, and my parents were furious when they found out. They called the cable company to see if it was possible to block just Comedy Central so that we couldn't watch Soap anymore. They were furious. They were like, my mother in particular was like, this show was, it was aired at midnight, so because it was so inappropriate, she like was really unhappy that I was watching this kind of content. I don't think it was homophobic. I don't think it was like, I don't want you to see a gay character. I honestly, I don't even know if she remembered that there was a gay character on the show. I think she just remembered it was super controversial in the 70s, and I think she felt inappropriate for a young teenager to watch. Literally tried to block Comedy Central so that I couldn't see it anymore. Years later, when I'm doing the videos that I do now on YouTube, I was talking to my mother about it, and the subject of Soap came up, and she said to me, like, and I don't know what the big deal was. We always thought that it was a perfectly fine show, and we didn't think it was ever that controversial. And I didn't want to be like, do you remember that you tried to block Comedy Central so we couldn't watch it? I didn't want to, there's no reason for me to get into a conversation like that. But it's just a funny papering over of the past. Anyway, it was not a great show for me to learn about the gay. But fortunately, it was the 90s, so there were other sources. Not a lot, but some. Eduardo Avila is here. Avila? Hugs from Mexico. Love all your content. Mexico TV culture is heavily influenced by telenovelas. Until this day, and just 2 years ago, we had our first gay kiss on public TV. Unlike on a telenovela, was there a first gay kiss on a telenovela was just 2 years ago? Is that correct? Or am I misunderstanding you? But that seems like wild that it took that long. I know some parts of Mexico are very conservative, but others are not. I'm surprised by that. Then again, if you think about who the target audience for those shows are, possibly a more conservative audience. Timothy says, I got a Billy Crystal tribute to his uncle who ran Commodore Records. I didn't know that. He recorded Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit? I had no idea that was a thing. Deathstar also has the rainbow keyboard, one of the fancy Razer Black Widow gaming keyboards. So here's the thing. I don't know if you can see, but it's got this little dial here on the side. When it works, when the dongle's actually picking up the signal, this dial is a lifesaver with all the editing that I do, because I can set it to like zoom in and zoom out with the little dial, or I can set it to scroll horizontally in timelines. Speaking of scrolling horizontally, there's a monster prowling the apartment. Derek says, have you ever talked about Birdcage from the 90s? That might be a good one too.
You did.
Did I? Oh, you're right. James says you're right. That was a while ago. It wasn't part of Culture Cruise, but I do have a video about who the villain is from the Birdcage. Who's the real bad guy in that movie? It's not who you might think, or possibly it is. John Hurt had a great character. Oh yeah, John Hurt playing Quentin Crisp and Caligula, Alien Buster. And wait, what? Christy Dunnett? Michael, I don't know what that is. What is Christy Dunnett? King Portland says, was Soap parodying gay characters in actual soap operas? Probably. Hard to say for sure, but probably. Because Soap was kind of a parody of soap operas of the time. Like Mary Hartman. Soap was actually funny, though, is the difference. Sorry, Mary Hartman. Chenga says they do have a gay character in the pilot to the series, which given the time is weird for a series in the 70s. That's true. It is bold for Soap. I mean, I think they're just being real daring. Also, 78, I think that's when Soap premiered. 78 was a big year for gay characters. We're going to take a look at that in one of these other tabs that I have open. I have an article about how, like, for some reason, 78 had a lot of gay characters that season. I don't think any of the shows lasted a long time, but it was like a weirdly gay year for TV shows. Oh, King of Pointless says maybe she was trying to save him from the highly controversial Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, that was it. She was like, oh, they got talking robots on that show. We can't have that in the house. Norman says, at least we had 4 years of Jodie. Golden Girls, only one episode of Coco. Yeah. I think that was less a we don't want a gay character on the show and more of a we can't have that character and Sophia. We can have one or the other, and Sophia's doing more for us than Coco. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm scrolling the chat again. Sorry if I missed your message, but we got a lot of chat activity. Tomer's been watching Michael Jeter's films. Do you know if there's ever anything queer on Evening Shade? Not that I know of. Timothy says, is that the three-headed praying mantis from Pretty Pretty Pixel stream last night? Did you have a three-headed praying mantis, James?
Oh, goodness, Matthew. What the things I've been through.
He says, the things I've been through. Did you? What happens after I go to bed?
Matthew, I went through the ringer and back again.
James was streaming yesterday, and then I streamed for a while, and then James streamed again while I went to bed. So he says he's been through the ringer. I'll tell you what, James, I feel like I've been through the ringer too.
Oh.
I'm feeling like, you remember the hangover feeling that I had a few days ago?
Oh, yeah.
I had that again this morning.
But did you have the weed drug?
I didn't have the weed drug. Here's what I think it was. I hadn't had any coffee yet.
Oh, you've become a real Lauren Bacall.
I've become a real Lauren Bacall, he says. I am. Oh, no. Except she was wise enough to get the high point, the decaf. You know how to drink decaf, don't you? You just put your lips together and suck. Seal says, have you seen It's a Sin? It drained me a lot of tears. Oh, my God. I've been avoiding it, to be honest, because I know it's important and I don't know, it's just important. But I hear everyone saying, like, it's real sad. And I'm like, I can only take one longtime companion in my life. I'm already feeling wrung out because I haven't had my coffee. I don't know if I can take a sad film about the 1980s. Scotty says, I remember bi representation being horrible in the 80s. Shows like 60 Minutes would conflate bisexuals. Oh my God. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like people just didn't understand the existence of bisexuals. Heaven help them if somebody like tries to bring up the subject of polyamory or pansexuality, which I don't think anybody was talking about in the 80s in media, at least. But yeah, bisexuality virtually, it's the unicorn of the 80s. There's one episode of Taxi that I think was late 70s. But I'm struggling to think of any other bisexual characters in the 80s. King Pointless says, I'd love to research gay characters in actual soap operas. How early were they doing it? There's definitely some in the 90s. I don't know about 80s. This is a little outside. Like, I don't know soap operas as well. Deathstar says, Birdcage was my go-to queer movie when I was a teenager. So Birdcage is a funny one because, in addition to being a funny movie, it has a lot of straight characters playing gay roles, but I don't find it as objectionable as I usually find that. And they're really leaning into the stereotypes. Like, Hank Azaria's character is really going hard on the femme-flamboyant fairy stereotype. I think one of the reasons I don't object to it is he's actually funny. He's not really it's not like the movie isn't looking down its nose at him. He's a sympathetic character. So I think it's a little better than the movies that are like, oh, get a load of this loser. The only pity about the Birdcage is it had a terrific cast for a film of La Cage musical and they didn't do it. Oh, Gibson, that's an interesting point. If they had done the Birdcage as an actual musical, I would love to see. So Nathan Lane's character, if you watch one of my Cheers videos about Harvey Fierstein, I get into Harvey Fierstein, who wrote the music, the songs for at least the book for La Cage aux Folles, and he wrote I Am What I Am, a great gay anthem. Nathan Lane's character from The Birdcage, from the movie, would have been the one to sing that. I would love to see Nathan Lane's character sing I Am What I Am. I don't know. It's a real belter. I don't know if I've ever seen Nathan Lane, like, sing that kind of a song. Oh, Chang wants to see the... Yes, Alice has a gay episode. I want to say, like, real early. It's like episode 2, I think. Where Alice is, like, going out with a guy, and it turns out the guy is a homosexual.
Kiss my grits.
James is muttering, kiss my grits. What about gay characters on soaps or drama? What about Degrassi? Degrassi does have a gay episode. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Degrassi? Or am I thinking, what's the other one? The other, the I'm so excited, I'm so scared. What's Saved by the Bell? No, I'm thinking of Degrassi. Degrassi did have a My Brother's Gay, What Does It Mean episode. This was in the 80s. The Stalker Channing Show had a weird episode on gay panic and male saunas. I don't even know. What is a Stalker Channing Show? Johnny says, real Lord McCall, does your cat also eat Fancy Feast? Ding ding. Was Lord McCall ever in a Fancy Feast commercial? She just likes a burger. That's what she orders. We must watch that video on this stream, like, at least once a month. Lord McCall doing coffee and burger commercials. Dister says, are we not allowed to use queer... Honestly, I don't know what you're starring. Are you starring the bad F word there? YouTube might automatically block them. I don't have a block list. So if there's a block list, it's happening on YouTube's end, and YouTube's doing it without my knowledge or approval. So you may just have to asterisk out bad words, which I'm surprised if queer is one of them. Yeah, it's not punching down. I think that's correct. That's one of the things that I like about The Birdcage. It's not punching down at the gay characters. Harper recommends Morris, 80s queer film based on a book by Ian Forster. We talked about that in an early episode of Sewers of Paris. So check out my Sewers of Paris for a discussion of Morris by Ian Forster. Very sensual film, Merchant Ivory film. Is it from the 80s? Yeah, I guess it is from the 80s, yeah. Seal says, I love the stripped-back, scaled-down production of La Cage that was in London in 2008, recontextualizing it so the club's a dingy little dive. The Cage hotels are deliberately terrible. That is actually fun. That's an interesting interpretation. I like that. This I love so much about The Birdcage. The straight actors don't bother me at all. Nothing felt like they were throwing shade. Yeah, it's not insulting. It's not like... the ignorant characters, the intolerant characters are the butt of the joke. I will say, the movie... I don't think Robin Williams and Nathan Lane have great chemistry. They don't feel like they're really in love, even though there's a whole scene of them sitting on the bench, like, working on their relationship, having a relationship talk. They never feel to me like they actually love each other. Unlike Robin Williams and Christine Baranski's character, which I guess one realistic thing about the movie is that the homosexual character is really into Christine Baranski. So that's realistic, at least. But it really feels like Robin Williams' character and Christine Baranski's character are the ones who should be together, because they seem so much more into each other than the two men. Oh, David recommends the episode of The Streets of San Francisco to gay character. It sure did. Well, here's the thing. If we're thinking about the same episode, it wasn't so much a gay character as it was a mentally troubled character who's... has a multiple personality problem. So it's a man who's a female impersonator, and the female character that he impersonates starts taking over his psyche and murdering people. It's not great. It's not great representation. King of Pointless says, Ricky Martin said his sexual awakening was John Travolta in his underwear in Saturday Night Fever. Amazing. Amazing. I'm so happy for Ricky Martin, which is appropriate because Ricky Martin was my sexual awakening. I don't know. Maybe, no. But he is handsome. I will say Ricky Martin, a handsome man in the 90s. He was someone that I liked to look at. My sexual awakening was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original La Cage wasn't a musical, nor the sequel. Stage production came years later. Yes, so that is all in my Cheers video where I talk about Harvey Fierstein. Oh, Ingy Bingy says the 93 Houston Oilers secretly had gay players. Really? That can't have been an easy environment for them. Jefferson's had a gay episode. I can't remember which one. Yes, Will. So if we're thinking about the same one, it's not quite a gay episode. It has a one of the early not problematic trans representations on TV. There's a character who was an old friend of George's who comes back and is now presenting authentically as a woman. And George is shocked at first, and then it's not a big deal. It's amazing. I want to say that was like 78 too. Hold on. George... Oh boy. The Jeffersons trans episode. Once a Friend... 77. Yeah, there's like a cluster of very queer-affirming TV shows. 77, 78. I don't know why. I think it's because there's some very successful activism going on at that time. Derek says, I need to watch your video about birdcages. Is it on this page? It is. Just search birdcage and you will find it on my YouTube channel. Jimmy recommends Family, great 70s show. Friend of Family came... Yes, I talked about that episode in some of my videos. I can't remember which one. Might have been an All in the Family, one of my All in the Family videos. Oh, yeah, Captain Doom. Nicola Paget, who just died, played a character on 70s on Upstairs Downstairs, who marries a Rupert Brooke-based poet who's either gay or asexual. I have heard about that one. I don't really know the Upstairs Downstairs show that well. British soap opera of the 70s. Jordan says, what do you think of Netflix's special? Wait, which one? Oh, the show special. I think it's okay. Like, it didn't really grab me. I don't know. I found it a little, I found it not... The characters just didn't resonate with me. They just didn't feel like real people to me, which is weird because, like, I think the main character is basically playing himself. Cave One said, I forgot the Ninja Turtles thing. Never forget the Ninja Turtles thing. Scotty says, have you done Xena yet? I haven't. That's a tough one because, like, all the gay there is sort of, like, coded and secret and, like, coy and, I mean, not unlike Bewitched, I guess. You know, that's another one that's all coded. But Xena's a tough one. It's tough for me to find a way in to talk about Xena. Oh, Ren of like Cheetara from Thundercats. That's a good one. For Derek, it was Crybaby with Johnny Depp when I knew I was gay as fuck. Huh. He is a cutie in that movie. He says Xena's so gay in every episode. She is, but it's tough for me to point to anything in the show and be like, that's clearly about gay. Or here, like, maybe there's some interviews out there where they talk about the where the people making the show acknowledge the gay content, but yeah, I'm still looking for a way into like actually talk about the gay other than just like a list of here. I mean, I could certainly do that. I could do like a list video of like, here are the times that Xena hinted that she might be gay, but I need a little more to say about the show than that. Christopher says, given my sexual awakening was probably Raphael, I'm not sure how I didn't end up a furry. There's still time. There's still time to be a furry. TV movie about the Beatles produced by Dick Clark in 1979. Shockingly woke in portraying George Martin's sexuality. Oh. Oh yeah, David Perkins, the Sanford and Son gay bar episode. Yes. Early depiction of a gay bar on television. Not a lot of gay bar depictions on TV in the 70s. Taxi had one, actually, in that episode with the bisexual character. That's not terrible. It's just, gay bars are always so brightly lit on television. It's weird. Like, whenever anyone goes to a gay bar, it looks like, on Frasier, it was like the waiting room of a dentist's office. On Taxi, it's like glaring lights. Same thing on Maude, just like incredibly brightly lit. I'm trying to think of like, oh yeah, the most authentic depiction of a gay bar, I think, on TV is the steel mill on that episode of The Simpsons. The music is right, the lighting is right, the dancing is right, the body types are right for that time. That is what a gay bar really did look like. Scrolling the chat again. Sorry if I missed your comment. Jacques Lefanu says, have you read Larry Kramer's novel that was published before the AIDS epidemic? I haven't. I don't. Here's the thing, is I've tried to read Larry Kramer in the past, and it's hard for me to stick with him. I also disagree sometimes with some of the points they make. Not that like, well, I can't read this book because I disagree with it. But I find him a little frustrating sometimes. Even in his pre HIV stuff, pre HIV activism stuff. Because I find him angry about things that I think is like, I don't think he's wrong to be angry, but I find his like the object of his anger often feels misplaced to me. However, I haven't tried to read his stuff in about like 10 or 15 years, so maybe it's time for me to give him another shot. Because tastes change. Nevermore is here. What did I miss? Well, you missed the Arch Deluxe. You missed and the McDLT. We're talking about 90s McDonald's hamburgers, but we've been talking about Quentin Crisp. As you can see, he's just been chatting away here on the screen. We've been talking. Oh, wait. Let's find it again. Where'd it go? We've been talking about the miracle gay baldness cure. I don't remember where that went. I might have closed it. I think I closed the tab. Oh, no. There it is. We talked about the gay cure for baldness. What else? Oh, and soap operas. We talked about some gay soap operas. Seal says, props on Bewitched. Great video. Thank you so much. If you like those videos, remember to do all the stuff that bumps the algorithm. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell on the subscribe, hit the share, leave a comment. All that stuff really triggers the algorithm's brain to be like, ooh, people like this, and I'll show this to more people. So press all the buttons. Press all my buttons, please. That's my request to you all. I remember being super fascinated with Lance Kerwin in James at 16. Oh, what is that? Lance Kerwin in James at 16? Bitter Old Queen, tell me more about that. I've never heard of that. Deathstar says, no television show has ever accurately depicted a gay bar. That's quite a challenge. TV accurately depict a gay bar challenge. I feel like Simpsons came real close. I think it's actually a good one. Yeah, Christopher Boggs says, hot stuff coming through. Also, that is a line from The Boys in the Band. That scene in The Simpsons where they're in the steel mill and somebody's carrying like, I don't know, it's like a steel drum full of molten lava or something. And he goes, hot stuff coming through. That is a line from the very femme character in, I forget his name, in The Boys in the Band. It's a Boys in the Band reference on The Simpsons. Like, The Simpsons was a really good show. I wonder whatever happened to it. Ingy Bingy says, how about a video on gay codes for oblivious straights like myself? That is a fun idea. It's something that I've been considering, is like, kind of like a jokey safari through like how to decode the queer, the secret gay signals and stuff. I think that would actually be very fun. Xena content would upset oh yeah, that guy. Oh, King of Pointless, thank you for the tip. Great retrovid. Jerry Ryan and Lucy Lawless on Entertainment Tonight. Okay, are you saying that we need to look at that? Jerry Ryan? We do like Jerry Ryan and Lucy Lawless. Both of them together. What do we got here? Oh, here they are.
For your princess, add the sexiest...
Is that John Tesh? I think it is. Remember him? David says, did I miss the dancing bear? Wait, was there... Did I miss the dancing bear? Where was the dancing bear? Oh yeah, Changa's Awakening, Disney's Robin Hood. Yeah, Deathstar says, everyone's first furry boyfriend. First and always. Mr. T-Bone recommends a musical episode of Xena. Yeah, the steam room full of Amazons. They sing Sisters Are Doing It. That's not coded at all. Joshua says, the number of tabs you have open is making me nervous. Oh, this is nothing. This is... you can't even see the other windows that I've got open. I do like to... This is a feature of Chrome. I'm just going to show you something I recently discovered. You can create... Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to show you, though, if my mouse keeps freezing. I got to do something about this. This is making me crazy. You can create tab groups. So there we go. Add tab to new group. And then I can make it... I don't know. Let's make it orange. And then I can start putting tabs within this little orange group here. This changed my life, that I could group things together and collapse and expand tabs. And I can even give it a name. Look at how I'm collapsing and expanding this tab. This is so exciting, isn't it? I can name it. I can name it the YouTube tab. Look at that. I got my YouTube tab group over there. Thrilling. This is some riveting content. And there's Eric says there's a Larry Kramer interview on Emerald City from 77. You can find on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet. Ooh, that sounds great. Death Star says Boys in Band is hard to watch. I'm not a fan, especially the second act. It's a mean movie. I think it's important. Hard for me to watch too. Harper's sexual awakening was watching 80s and 90s films such as a child in the early 2000s, a crush on Winona Ryder, Christina Ricci, and Johnny Depp. That must have, given the invisibility of bi and pansexuality, must have been a little confusing. Because I know there's a lot of like, but what am I? I like both of these together. What do I do? Seal says, this is random. Have you watched Boy George's Taboo? There are two very distinct versions. London, Broadway. Broadway's a disaster. I have heard that. The official DVD is on YouTube. No, I haven't seen that. I want to say, did Rosie O'Donnell? I think Rosie O'Donnell was one of the producers of that. Yeah, Seal says, Jerry Ryan, we stand. We absolutely do. Oh, Color Me Crystal says, where's Queer's Folk Fall? An accurate depiction of gay bar? Actually pretty good, Color Me Crystal. I think Queer's Folk is actually pretty good. I was going to have a criticism of it, but I think my one criticism is how everyone seems to be mostly sober in the gay bar scenes. The Xena Universal show had the line, Xena and her very special friend Gabrielle. Wait, was there like a live Xena show? Like at Universal, like at the theme park? Yeah, and Ingy Bengy appreciating Lucy Lawless for calling out Kevin Sorbo on his bullshit. What a hero. I want Lucy Lawless, Jerry Ryan, and Claudia Black to do something together. Derek Moore's Awakening was Harry Kim, also very, very cute. A lot of hair, some big hair on Harry, but yes, a very sweet character. Will says, have you thought about doing a series on gay topics in movies? Wait, in movies of all time? Yes. Oh, and Charles Ritz suggests something on the movie Ed Wood. That might be interesting. Ed Wood. Both the guy and the film with Johnny Depp. I do like the line, it's something like, I'm going to get the wording a little bit wrong, but where the Ed Wood character says that he never judges people. If he did, he wouldn't have any friends. Timothy says, Chrome feature I didn't know about. Very useful. You see? This is useful content. This is what you're coming here for. Chrome productivity tips. How did Jerry Ryan give us President Obama? How did that happen? Gibson says, Rosie produced Taboo on Broadway. Lost her shirt. Ugh. Give her credit as a theater lover for losing her share like the rest of us producers. She put her money where her mouth was. Rosie, like, not a lot of people know this about her. Like, big Broadway person, has done a lot to, like, support up-and-comers and to, she's really been there to make live theater happen. Wow, Christopher, now you're not able to use the Q. Is it censoring when people say queer in the chat? I can't believe that. Changa worked on the effects for that show. What? Wait, what? For the live show? What? Really? Really? Tell me more about that, Changa. Send me a picture of the script. Will says, was Xanadu a movie about lesbians? I don't think I'm seeing that. I'm willing to consider it, but I don't think I see it. Are you talking about, like, the muses in Xanadu are all lesbians? Maybe. Oh, Diggy the Dog. Have you done an episode on It's Pat? That's quite a minefield. I have not. Carmen says, 7 to 9 was one of the first TV characters that I knew that had a genuine knowing bi crush. I liked Linda Carter earlier. I didn't know why. You got to play with Linda Chakram. What? Linda's Chakram. Xena's Chakram. Really? Like the prop? That's amazing. King Pointless says, Jerry Ryan had a messy divorce from her husband who was running against Obama for an Illinois Senate seat. Obama was pulling ahead. If the divorce didn't make her husband drop out, who knows? Wow. Huh. Yeah, other people are able to type queer. That's so weird. But it deleted Christopher's message twice in a row. I'm going to have to look into, like, see if there's some way I can whitelist the word queer and a few other terms. Because that's wild if it's like, yeah, other people are able to write queer. Christopher, try saying queer again. Just say queer all by itself, just in a message by itself. King Pointless can write queer. Well, of course it's not going to flag it if you misspell it, King Pointless. Harper says, I can't use a normal computer for my browsing because of the number of tabs I have open. My gaming computer crashes from my normal browsing, the amount of memory used by my tabs. Oh, boy. Ooh, David Perkins with the, I don't know, it looks kind of like a Gaelic spelling of queer. Nevermore said, it happened to me last time, but I seem to be able this time. That's the thing that's making me crazy here, is that it seems so inconsistent. Anyway, we have been waiting to watch this clip of Lucy Lawless, and 7 of 9 for like 10 minutes. So we're gonna watch this clip for King of Pants. King of Pants.
Borg in space, and what you
Oh,
get is
where's the
hottest
audio?
photo op
Did this
on
mute
this
the
or
audio?
any planet.
Oh no!
I don't
Here
want
we
to do
go.
the
I
same
couldn't hear it
thing
at
for
first.
my whole life. So I don't mind shaking it up a little.
Trading in her breastplate and leather for sophisticated elegance, Lucy
Sorry. The sophisticated elegance of this statue.
Lawless mounts a pedestal and plays goddess for the cover of TV Guide.
She does look
When I'm
very
dressed
good.
like
doesn't she?
this, I tend not to act like a goof, though I think you've got some footage to the contrary.
Okay, fantastic. Look, oh my god. Here's what I want. I want a reality show about these two hanging out and being friends. Look at how great they are. Squeezing that ass.
Would you like to?
Lucy shares the coveted cover with Star Trek Voyager's Jerry Ryan, who gets to ditch her character's half-Borg, half-human facade.
She must have been so happy that she didn't have to pose in that costume. I don't know if you all have heard the stories about like what they made Jerry Ryan wear, but she was wearing this like she was sewn into her costume so tight that they had to have oxygen on set for her in case she passed out.
Like Glamour Girl.
It's the only way I can compete.
A thoroughly modern Xena's on-set weapon is her sword and her cell phone. There's little
Oh my god, that cell phone! Look at the cell phone! Oh no, now Death Star had a queer movies comment deleted. This is a problem.
doubt in Jerry's mind who would come out on top in a physical showdown.
Is Lucy in here? Well, you know, she's got the warrior princess thing and all, but I'm cybernetically enhanced, so come on, let's be realistic.
And Jerry might outlast her in a glamour war, too. Lucy sees herself as more of a domestic diva than a Greek goddess.
I can only keep it up for, a few hours at a time, then I've got to just go home and hang up washing or something. There's always washing to be done.
She seems so nice. Like, that plus, like, her good politics on Twitter. There's so and now I'm thinking about, like, the show that I want. Like, I don't even know what the show is, but I want to see a show. Here's what I want. I want the Agatha Harkness show starring, of course, Catherine Hahn, but also Jerry Ryan and also Lucy Lawless and and Claudia Black. I don't know what the show's about. I don't know what the premise is. All I know is it's a bunch of witches. That's what it is. It's a coven of witches. They all play witches. And sometimes they're friends and sometimes they're enemies. David said, what is the carbon date of this show? Yeah, with that old cell phone. There's no date on it, but I want to say, that looked like 96, 97 maybe? Okay, now we've got queer with a W. Queer with a W. If it's censoring your comments, use queer with a W. Did Lucy Lawless get arrested for protesting whaling? I didn't know that. Oh yeah, Hank, that's perfect. A Craft remake with them. Yes. Charmed, the MILF version. Oh god. All right. So there we have our wonderful ladies. We've also got this RuPaul video that we've been waiting to watch. There she is at the March in Washington, 93. I've used this clip in some other things, and I can't remember what. Addison? Who's Addison? Anyway, so she does this song. Oh, this video might cut out her speech, actually. There she is. I think one reason why that song was so important was because it was really uplifting and happy. Like, remember the time. This is early 90s, not a super energetic and joyful time in the queer community. And Rue having a song about how you look fantastic and you can conquer the world, that was encouraging in a way that I think people really needed to hear. Especially, like, it looks like there's only a few seconds left in this video, so it may not have her full speech. But she had a really, like, positive, uplifting, encouraging speech to deliver, and it, like, people needed that. And, like, seeing, like, as a role model, oh my god, this thing. Yeah, so this was a thing in the 90s. Listen to the audience.
People myself in 10 years? And I say, I see myself in the White House, baby.
There she is. Very good. Oh, the Xena 7 video was 99. The gay 90s, says Trevor. That's later than I thought.
Goes to Washington.
Oh, David was at this march? You were in the bear contingent? What was it like, David? Wow, that must have been amazing.
Paint the mother pink, okay? We put one president in the White House. I figure you can do it again.
Talking about Clinton, obviously, gays in 92 were big supporters for the gay voters were credited in helping Clinton get into the White House. Stay on stage and do what she did at that time in society is insane. She is hard as fuck, says largely irrelevant. Yeah, well, you know, it helps that she has, like, a crowd of thousands adoring fans. Like...
Everybody say love.
I wouldn't say that this is a hostile audience. Rue has faced worse. Terrence says, C-SPAN? What the fuck? Yeah, so C-SPAN carried the March on Washington, which itself is pretty amazing. Yeah, King Pointless said, that didn't pan out. We got the Bush administration instead. Well... you know, wait, oh, is it 92 that I'm thinking of? No, it's not. Wait, now I have to do the math. Do I have the years wrong? No, it was 90, wasn't it? Well, Clinton was elected in 92, right? I have to... Bill Clinton was elected in 92. Okay, I just... For a moment, I was like, have I completely lost my sense of time? Oh, David's going to publish a YouTube video of the trip in 93? Yes, David, do that and send me the clip. Send me the link. I want to see that. And Christopher was there with bears, too. Oh. Death Star's got to go to work. They will annoy the fuck out of me. Have a peaceful day at work, Death Star. C-SPAN won't say no to any content that can fill up its time. Well, happy to help, then, I guess. Okay, we've got a couple of little articles to look at here. The Quentin Crisp controversy. What is the controversy? Modern life has become too homogenous. Too few individuals have a distinctive style of their own. Crisp's own style, his unusual but memorable way of presenting himself to the world, is really a mode of communication. He's saying, I exist, but also I exist in a particular way. Interesting. You know what? That is, I think, another way of describing why I think Rue was very popular at the time. It's not just we're here, we're queer. It's also we're here, we're queer. This is what we're like. Oh, Joshua, thank you for the tip. Yay! Uh-oh, someone completely froze. Caesar, did my thing freeze? Did my video freeze? I'm checking my stream health, but unfortunately, YouTube's not... Oh, it says it's excellent. Okay. Let me know if I'm having... Let me know if I'm having stream problems. Oh, Death Star took some edibles. All right, that'll make... Do you find that makes work better or worse? Because sometimes that makes me feel like time is really dragging and things are taking much longer than I want them to. I used to try going to the gym while a little stoned, and that would make me feel like I'd been there for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I've been here for hours. Oh my God. C-SPAN got flack over the march when Leah Delaria said that Hillary Clinton was the first lady we can fuck. Wow. Okay. Rena says I'm fine here. Okay, I think stream health is fine. Anything else fun about Quentin Crisp? Like, this is called the Quentin Crisp controversy, but there's not really a controversy here. It's just he's a high-spirited man. The second part of the show, he takes questions from the audience. This part, he says, is often exciting. People get over embarrassment, he says. After all, there is no way of embarrassing me. Good for him. Quentin Crisp, a monument to individualism. Inspired the television movie The Naked Civil Servant. Opens Tuesday at Acts Marines Memorial Theater in his one-man show, An Evening with Quentin Crisp. I've been called a monument to individualism. I don't know about that. My foundations are crumbling. I may need some salvaging soon. Majority of the audience is gay, he says. I'm interested in communicating with the entire world, not just one segment. Some homosexuals think I'm anti-gay, but that is nonsense. I'm gay. How could I be anti-gay? I'm anti-isolationist. I've done lectures in the show in several nations, even upside down in Australia. I Stay in my flat until I am summoned. They're sending me everywhere. I've been working on a new book when health permits. The book is titled How to Become a Virgin. I don't know why people laugh when they hear the title. I'm serious about it. The subtitle is How to Have a Lifestyle. Desperate to develop a zest for living, a pattern for living, a personality, just like Lauren Bacall. People ring me up and say, I've got no personality. It's nonsense, but I try to explain to them that one thing we are given at birth, or at least by our teen years, is a personality. Most people suppress it. It takes honesty to pull the personality out from under the veils. It takes courage. For if society doesn't like your personality, you will suffer for it, as I have. The man with light blue hair smiles. There's no trace of bitterness. In the 60s, there were individuals. In the 70s, there were strivers. In the 80s, people will combine striving for material things and acceptance with more individuality, more personal honesty. Everyone is demanding their spot of honesty. Women, racial minorities, as well as religious and gays. When was it? Oh, 79. Prediction for the 80s from 79. He describes personal experiences with Tallulah, Joan, and even comments on the real Evita. Asked why he never had plastic surgery, he says, I wouldn't want to look 20 years younger. I'd have pretended I didn't know who I'd have to pretend I didn't know who Greta Garbo was. I couldn't bear not to know who Greta Garbo was. Amazing. Isn't he great? He's such a champion. Destar says, I tend to stay on task better. Oh, that's interesting. Small doses for work. Huh. That's interesting that helps you focus. Derek's not big on the edibles. Scatty says, a show on queer representation in 90s music would be great. Oh, Bowie, Pet Shop Boys, Katie Lang, Indigo Girls. Quentin used to publicly publish his phone number and let anyone call him. Yeah, I love that detail about him. Like, he'd just be like, call me, please, so he could talk to people. It feels like a nightmare to me, but good for him. Christopher, thank you for the tip. Loving the stream. Don't know how I've never caught you live before. Keep up the insightful work. Thank you so much, Christopher. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who has tipped. That makes for one thing, it tells YouTube that people are into the stream, and it recommends my stream to more people, but it also makes it possible for me to do more streams and to focus on these and not worry about, like, other stuff. It helps me to prioritize making stuff for you, like these streams, like my videos, like my podcasts, like my other projects, like my other stuff over on Patreon. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bobby said, I want you to know that I love you and your channel so much. I love learning queer history as a lesbian. It helps me fight off internalized homophobia, knowing that there have always been people like me. There have always been people like us. Like us. I was going to say like you, but like us is what I really mean. Second best hair ever, says largely irrelevant on Quentin Crisp. Yes, after Oscar Wilde, Quentin Crisp. So we might do, I think next stream, Oscar Wilde. Stream after that, we might do some more Quentin Crisp. And then after that, Lauren Bacall. Oh gosh, Charles Rick, Groucho Marx quote. I knew Doris Day before she was a virgin. A little racy. A little too racy for your show. Wait, your shows was that wasn't Groucho's show. What was Groucho's show? Oh well, doesn't matter. Terrence wants a gay male version of Golden Girls. They talk about doing that every now and then, and it never really seems to take. Part of that is that Susan Harris has said that she just doesn't want to do more Golden Girls. Wait. Pika says, I called my psychiatrist to adjust my meds without clinical intervention. Oh, that's nice. Lauren Bacall played a lesbian in Young Man with a Horn, says Charles. I'm not familiar with that. What is Young Man with a Horn? Derek says, this is my first time live stream too. Good, I'm glad you caught it. Derek, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for all the suggestions and recommendations, Derek, because you have, like me, you have a lot of knowledge of this stuff, and I appreciate you pointing me in different directions, because nobody knows everything about all this stuff, about queer fun. So I like when we can have like a little get-together where we're like, have you heard of this? No. Have you heard of this? No, check this out. Oh, we both like this. King Portland says they nearly did a gay male Golden Girls with George Takei until his Me Too allegation. So here's the thing. Common misconception. It was not going to be a gay male Golden Girls. People thought that it was. It was reported as though it was, but it actually wasn't. It was just Golden Girls-ish. It was a bunch of older gay men in Palm Springs, I think. And people were like, wow, that sounds like a gay male Golden Girls. It was never meant to be a Golden Girls, though. It was just Golden Girls-ish. But people misunderstood, and they thought that it was like a reboot. Trevor says, can you talk about internalized homophobia and how we can overcome it, please? That's an interesting... So I normally talk about these things through the lens of media, and that might be a tough thing to find a media angle on. I will say it's a challenge. It's a challenge to overcome. I think one way to do it is by reading folks like Quentin Crisp, who like he says in this article, or maybe it was the last article, there's no way to embarrass me. Folks like Quentin Crisp, or like RuPaul in the 90s, or like, you know, like Katie Lang or something. These folks who watch The Naked Civil Servant, folks who are like over feelings of shame, is really inspiring. Oh, Groucho was You Bet Your Life. That's the one. You Bet Your Life. Your show of shows was Sid Caesar. And other media the kids love these days. Lauren Bacall had the second best hair. Olivia Hussey is number 1. Changa says, I'm living... yes, Changa is living gay furry Golden Girls. I'm the Blanche. I know. Yeah, so Changa lives in... you live in a gay furry household of a certain age. And I can't even tell you how envious I am of that. Susan Harris is the mom of the technocratic atheist Dude Bro Salmon. What? No, King of Pointless. Is that right? I had no idea that they were related. How did that happen? Wow. I try to know everything, like Kate Blanchett and Indiana Jones 4. Good for you. That is a good reference. I like that. Did you know I worked on Indiana Jones 4? Like Changa, I worked in visual effects for a time. And those groundhogs that appear at the beginning of Indy 4, the Crystal Skull, I helped pull reference footage. That was one of my jobs, was finding reference footage. So animators and artists had something to base their animation art on. They needed reference material of groundhogs, and I found groundhogs for them at the San Francisco Zoo. I pointed them towards the groundhogs at the San Francisco Zoo. I also helped with, I tell this story a lot, Twilight. I pulled reference footage for the movie Twilight, specifically the vampire skin, based in part on cuttlefish. The cuddliest fish. Eric says, I love Vicious for older gay male representations. Aspirational. Yes. Oh, Vicious is a good one. Honestly, that is, I wonder if that might be an interesting way to tackle internalized homophobia, because those characters have internalized hostility, but I don't think there's anything homophobic, like internalized, like self-directed homophobia about them. Will, thank you for the tip. Yay! I appreciate that so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being just a part of my streams. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for all you do. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for all you do to support me. Because like I've been saying, I can't do these streams and videos and everything without your support, without having you here in the chat to make this nice little chat family. So you make it all possible for me. I really appreciate it. Derek says I'm a rose. That's awesome. Kids love the Howdy Doody shows in King of Pointless. More timely references. Pika says it was George Takei, Leslie Jordan, Bruce Valanche. What a great cast. Oh my god. Scatty says I'd love to see a show about Jim Bailey. Ooh, and how Carol Burnett championed him. Yeah, Jim Bailey. Mostly like did live shows in Vegas. Like a masterful celebrity impersonator of women. King Bully says, oh, you changed movie history for the better. Thank you. Harper says, I will never think about Indiana Jones or Twilight again without thinking of Matt. Thank you. I had one of the plants from Indiana Jones for a while. So they're in the jungle in Indy 4. There's a scene where they're in the jungle. And a lot of the plants that are all around them were just like literally potted plants. Like they're just off camera, you can't see. But they're just like plants in literal plastic pots. And then they were getting rid of all those plants after they shot the film. And they were like, does anybody want these? And so I took one of them home. So I had one of Indiana Jones's plants for a little while. Oh, Timothy says, I'm the cuddliest fish. Thank you, Timothy. We're all cuddly fish here. Should that be, like, I'm always looking for, like, a name for what to call the people who watch my streams. Because, you know, like, people have, like, the whatever squad. Like, whatever they call their, like, viewers. Should we be called the cuddly fish? Would that be a good name for everybody? It doesn't really make sense with what I do. The cuddlefish, but it's like Cuddle, the cuddlefish. Alexa says, I'm 21. I watch shows clips all the time. I'm very hip with my fellow kids. Hello, fellow kids. But, like, you're actually young? Trevor says, I'm becoming more and more like Sophia every day. Oh, that's aspirational. Dester says, I can't process the concept of internalized homophobia. Like, how? Oh, I guess it depends on the environment that you come from. Yeah. Seal says, you get told you're trash all your life in a million subtle ways. Eventually you believe it. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. Oh, gosh. Sen suggests the Bunny Buddies. Never says Rainbow Gang. Brian says, I'm all for Cuddle Fest. The Baum Buddies, the Baumists. The problem is, I should have chosen some other internet name for myself that's easier to spell, because it's very hard to spell Baum correctly. Oh well, that's my own fault, I suppose. I do like... Rainbow Gang isn't bad. Bunny Buddies is fun. Bunny Buddies is fun. But I feel like that's more for, like, my Twitch audience, where I am more of Bunny. Although there literally has been a rabbit on screen this entire time, throughout this entire stream. It's an inside joke for all of us. The cuddly fish. I don't hate that. I don't hate, like, we're called the cuddlefish. Pardon me while I try to eat this muffin. I got these muffins. They're way too big. Yet another regret. How? Derek says, wait, yes, Matt, it really does. It really does what? King Point says, I think L. Frank... That's the problem. L. Frank Baum, he spells it differently than me. Yeah. So I've got an E. He's got no E. Just causes another point of confusion. Trevor made some nice strawberry zucchini bread yesterday. Oh, that sounds pretty... Oh, rainbow cuttlefish. That's a lot. That's a lot of words. The rainbow cuttlefish. It's gonna be short and snappy. Took me a while to realize that Drew on Gayest Episode Ever was referring to you in the latest episode. He kept pronouncing it, oh, Matt Baum. Yeah. That's the problem. It's hard to spell and hard to pronounce. Whatever. You know what? If people can get used to Barack Obama, they can get used to Matt. If people can elect Millard Fillmore, they can get used to Matt Baum. There've been a lot. There's a lot of celebrities with unusual names. Millard Fillmore isn't that unusual. I don't know why I picked that one. Wendell Wilkie. That's a funny name. Something Suave Theater. Wait. Something Suave Theater says, this is the first time I found your live stream. I'm a big fan of your TV videos. Can't wait to see more. Yay! David Perkins recommends Magic Brownies. Oh! Magic Brownies is like a name for the viewers? That's kind of good. Baumshell. Oh, Baumshells. Leaping Baumers. What are you leaping from? Keith will be a cuddly fish for me. Thank you. This is something I was talking about on the stream yesterday over on Twitch, is when we can all, like, hug our friends again, it's going to be, like, so weirdly emotional. I was thinking about this. It's been so long since I've just seen a friend and given them a hug. I actually had an anxiety dream that I saw a friend and hugged them by accident. And then we were like, oh no, what, we're not supposed to do that. I miss, and I think what it is the thing that I miss is not just the hug itself, because I get lots of hugs from James and they make me very happy. But what I miss is seeing someone that I haven't seen in a while and being like, a hug that says, it's okay that we haven't seen each other in a little while because we are still close and that's fine and I'm happy to see you. I miss that. Oh well, that's why I miss the hugs and the cuddles. People keep trying to spell my name. Oh, Cisco with a C. Ah, yeah. It's the pain of having an unusual last name. I really should have gotten smaller muffins. Charles Root wants to see something on the Red Scare, Joe McCarthy and Roy Cohn. Yeah. The Roy Cohn, that weird line from Joe McCarthy to Donald Trump. Oh, Trevor sees people who passed in my dreams. I saw Bea Arthur yesterday as Maud. Wow. Okay. Bombardiers. I like how French that is. Yeah, Nevermore says, we're social creatures. It is, we are. Huh? Oh. King of Pointless had a dream. Bella Thorne and I lived out in the woods together. I mean, with this past year being what it's been, I kind of feel like might as well just be living in the woods. Oh. Yes, so Jacko says there's an umlaut on the Bauman German. It means trees. Bäume. 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 The umlaut's always challenging for me. Harper says an extrovert not being able to see people has me suffering. Yeah. So you know, I'm a combination extrovert introvert. I love hanging out with you with folks here. I like going to the bar, but I need some recharge time all by myself. I feel like the last year has given me so much recharge time. Like I'm fully recharged on my introvert. I'm ready for like seeing everybody. All right, Death Star's really got to leave now. Have a lovely day. Goodbye, Death Star. Enjoy your time at work. Have you done videos on Sex and the City, says Johnny. I don't think I have touched on... No, I haven't done Sex and the City. No. I've definitely mentioned it. I can't remember which video it's in, but I talk about like the phenomenon, the archetype, the stereotype of the sassy gay best friend. I can't remember which video that's in. Might be... No, it's not in the Roseanne one. Anyway. I've mentioned it, but I haven't done one like dedicated specifically to Sex and the City. Terrence said, I had a sexual dream with Derek Howe, but when I asked him if we had a condom, and he said no, we stopped and went watching TV. Oh, safe sex and cock-blocking myself. It's good that you're having safe sex even in your dreams. It's a good habit to be in. Derek says, did you grow up with religion? No, I grew up with and kind of anti-religion. It was a very atheist household, like really put the A in atheist, because it was raised with a fairly negative attitude toward religion. Oh, King of Pointless, thank you for another tip. Gotta go soon. Maybe watch Quentin on Letterman. Okay, since you ask nicely, we'll watch a little Quentin Crisp on Letterman. Here he is. Look at him. I know I opened this up and then like we didn't watch it at all. We was just like sitting there forever. All right, so here's Quentin Crisp. This is long. This is 20 minutes or 40 minutes long. So we're not going to watch the whole thing. Oh, but this is all of his appearances throughout 82 and 83. All right, let's just jump in here and we're going to find a random spot. Okay, here he is sitting down. We're going to watch just a little bit of Quentin Crisp. And thank you again for the tip, King of Pointless. Whoops, I tried to get it to play and it didn't do anything.
Thank you very much for being here. Tell me, you're working on a new book. What is the name of the new book that you're writing?
That book is called How to Become a Virgin.
How to Become a Virgin. And...
It's quite easy.
Uh-huh.
You just go on to television. All your sins are wiped away. Doesn't matter what you've been on television for, even if it's because you've murdered your mother. The next day, no one is going to walk by saying, don't look now, there's that terrible man. They will cross over the road at the risk of losing their own lives to say, we saw you on television.
Yeah,
So, what we have here is a phenomenon known as too smart for the room. Oh, he tells the same jokes every time he's on, says Eric? That's amazing. That's great. Oh no, Mr. Zook had a phone call and missed much. That's okay. You can always watch back. You can always watch the VOD. Yeah. So what we have here is too smart for the room, where Quentin Crisp is sparkling, but the audience here doesn't know what they're getting or how to process it. Joshua says, "Oh my God, that hair! I know. How about that hair?"
So, celebrity then becomes more important than whatever crime he or she may have committed.
Exactly.
Yeah. You toured in a one-man show. And I understand that the second half of the show usually was questions from... What was the question most frequently asked you?
Well, quite often I'm asked about my hair. Is it a wig?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, if it were a wig, it would look more natural.
There we go. There we go. He's getting him on his side now.
Yeah. It's interesting hair you have.
Thank you for these kind words.
when you lived in London, you lived in an apartment for a very long time.
So what's clearly going on here is like David Letterman knows all of Quentin's funny bits, and he's just like teeing him up. So it's fascinating to me. Like he's bringing up all these things, knowing that Quentin's going to have something funny to say.
For house cleaning.
No, it's a great mistake.
To clean a house.
Yes. In fact, this is a message of hope. After the first 4 years, the dirt doesn't get any worse.
Now he's got him.
It's just a question of not losing your nerve. Think of all those years you wasted dusting all the rails under the chairs, with people saying if you go on living like this, heaven knows what will happen. I'm still here, and I'm 73.
So it's a waste of time?
It's a complete waste of time.
Isn't that off-putting to people who might want to come over and visit?
Oh, no. No, that's quite untrue. People say no one will visit you if you live in this way. It becomes a pilgrimage to see how anyone could live that.
Yeah, maybe print up bumper stickers. I saw his room. Yeah.
That's right.
This is a delight. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this exists. I'm so happy that this person like took the time to put this all together. King of Pointless, thank you for nudging me to play this because he is such a gem. We're not going to sit here and watch Quentin for 40 minutes, although we easily could. Because what a champion. Joe Crawford is turning over in a grave as he speaks as Trevor. He's kind of the anti-Crawford, isn't he? Trevor says, I couldn't last 1 week not cleaning. I'm sympathetic to that. King Pointless says, I imagine Letterman doesn't know how it's going to land, and he's astonished seeing it happen. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if, like, because Letterman doesn't seem enthusiastic about having Quentin here. I wonder if this was someone who was booked, and he was like, I don't know about this. But I imagine he has respect for Quentin getting the audience on his side.
Now, you're living in New York now.
Yes.
Same thing goes?
The same thing goes, but I shall be 112 before I've got my room into the same state.
Just stuff cluttering about, and yeah. In London, your name was printed in the phone book.
Yes.
Now, you're a gentleman of certain notoriety. That seems to be a risky thing.
If you don't have your name in the phone book, you're stuck with your friends.
This is great. He's so good. He's such a master of telling a story and like having that one little line. And I can tell these lines are well trod. Like he has been down this path before.
Will you ever enlarge your horizons?
But I suppose you get a lot of calls, people looking for the pizza place, wrong number. So they don't become your friends, do they?
They don't. They might.
Have you? But you know, this is a very frightening thing to have your privacy put on the line like that. Did you ever have any nasty experiences?
Oh yes, they ring me up threatening to kill me. I say, do you want an appointment?
Have to wait in line, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you wouldn't do that in a city like New York, I would guess.
Well, my name will be in the book when I've been here long enough to have the Quentin Crisp edition of the phone book.
Imagine actually having that phone book. Imagine if you like lived in New York at this time and you had the New York phone book and it was the Quentin Crisp edition. Like he was so open to talking to people. I bet you could go and like have him sign the book.
Yeah. So you're serious that this is a good way to meet friends?
Oh yes.
Have you made lasting friendships this way?
Well, as far as I know, all my friendships are lasting. I never give anybody up gladly.
Yeah, yeah. You know, in the book Naked Civil Servant, in a time when it wasn't popular to do so, you lived openly as a homosexual in London, and of course...
He really feels like he's scared to bring this up.
I guess a question you must be tired of is, you know, why subject yourself... What year is this? The mid-40s?
In the mid-30s.
Mid-30s. So why subject yourself to this abuse? And it certainly was abuse, wasn't it?
Oh, it was indeed, but I never really had any alternative. I didn't come out. I was never in.
This is great. This talk here. This is what 82, and he's talking about like living in like openly gay in what would have been in like the 40s, I think. Yeah, Mr. Brittle Queen, I love how coquettish he is. Yes. Yes, oh, my goodness, who is that? Is that IDP Witch? Thank you for the follow. Oh. We're going to do a little spin to celebrate that. And to celebrate Quentin Crisp. Why not? He deserves a celebration. Here we go. Oh, wee. All right. That was a follow on Twitch. BT Dubs, if you are not following me already on Twitch, head over to twitch.tv/MattBaum. We do streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just hanging out, chatting with folks, with people. Sometimes we watch clips. Sometimes we play some games. And it's a real good time. Twitch.tv/MattBaum. Head over there. Give me a follow. As a homosexual, yes. Like the way that Letterman is so like nervous about it.
I could never have disguised myself as a human being.
All right, we're going back. We got to hear that again.
Wasn't it?
Oh, it was indeed, but I never really had any alternative. I didn't come out. I was never in. I could never have disguised myself as a human being.
A complicated joke. Here's the other thing: is Letterman can't like accompany him on that joke without looking homophobic. So it's really interesting to see like Quentin can go to a place that David can't.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you were certainly making no pretenses. That's what you were.
It would have been living like a spy. Mm-hmm. I would have had to watch every step I took, every word I uttered, every movement I made, if I was going to pass myself off as a heterosexual. Mm-hmm. It simply isn't worth it.
Yeah. Are you thought of by the gay community, whatever those two words happen to mean, but
whatever that is,
thought of now as a pioneer or a barrier breaker or a champion of the cause, or?
No, I'm considered to be rather a nuisance.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, they want to pass themselves off as members of the community. Mm-hmm. They want to take their place in society.
I mean, this is still an issue. This is still a thing for like the gays who are like, oh, respectability, please.
Never do that. Stay right where you are and wait for society to form itself around you.
This is great. What a wonderful way to say that. Stay where you are and wait for society to form itself around you. People are giving him applause for that. Look at that. Look at how he's got them on his side.
What exactly does that mean?
That means that if you stay with it long enough, it will become a fashion. I'm like a stopped clock. I'm right once every 12 years.
But you also, haven't you advocated that gay people vacate their lives of secrecy?
Oh, yes. Whoever you are, don't live a life of secrecy. What is the point of that? Tell it all.
Yeah.
You've only one thing to offer the world which nobody else can give, and that's yourself. So you tell everybody what it is.
Yeah.
And again, a really uplifting, positive, encouraging, King Pointless, amazing. He's so inspiring, right? And imagine in 82.
Well, that certainly makes sense. That's to thine own self be true, as they say.
Oh, interesting. Carmen says, was Quentin Crisp an inspiration for the character Q? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'm not sure if I see that. Q definitely has sort of a queerish vibe. I don't know that I see the Quentin Q connection. Other than the letter Q.
How long have you lived in this country now?
I've only been a resident alien for the last few months. Mm-hmm. I came here first in 1977, and then I came back in 78, and I worked in MacDougal Street, and then I worked in Los Angeles, an earthly paradise.
Do you like Los Angeles?
Everybody is beautiful, everybody is rich. All the women are actresses, and all the men are lawyers.
They're either out surfing or they got a party going.
Yeah, David says 82 wasn't exactly the Stone Age. I know, but still, not exactly an easy time to get on TV and to say everyone come out. Brian says the late 30s, early 40s would have been around the end of the pansy craze. Was that earlier on in the late 20s, early 30s? I would say, I don't think there's a hard limit there, but I would say late 30s, early 40s is after Pansy Craze. It really, like, that would have been after, like, laws were changed and, like, production codes were implemented to crack down on that stuff.
I thought Mike Love was singing there for a minute. Anyway, whom of the Americans do you admire?
Oh, all of them. But particularly people whom I would consider to be stylists. People like Mr. Warhol.
For what reason?
Never did anyone do less to gain more acclaim.
Another great line. Like, he's so good. Never did anyone do less to earn more acclaim.
What was your ambition as a child? When you were a young fellow, what?
When I was a child, at a time when my brothers wanted to be wonderful things like engine drivers and the captains of iron ships, I wanted to be a chronic invalid. I had a certain flair.
Yeah.
My mother said it would be too expensive to take up as a career.
Yeah, it's right. But you
now
showed...
I could get a grant.
Yeah.
Now you could get a grant. Oh, he's so good.
You showed tendencies, though, in those early days. It might work.
Showed tendencies.
Things good for you?
Something says, I've never heard of Quentin Crisp before, and now I want to learn more. Isn't he great? Isn't he great? He's such an icon. This sassy dude's his king of pointless.
Generally, you treated all right walking about in New York City now?
Oh, yes. In New York, everybody is your friend.
Is that, you mean that legitimately, not facetiously?
Oh, absolutely. Bus drivers shake your hand. Taxi drivers will carry you across the city without charging you.
Really?
Restaurateurs will give you free drinks. It's amazing.
You know, I have not experienced that. I generally, when a cab driver takes me downtown, I have to pay or they rough me up.
I wonder what you did wrong.
I don't know. Read the instructions on the back of the front seat, I guess.
Oh, he's so good. Scatty says, have you seen Bring Up Baby? Oh, I love that one. Examples of gay used in more modern context. Yeah, I just went gay all of a sudden. Bring Up Baby is very good. I haven't seen it in a while. Terrence says, my dad was a Marine. He definitely knew I was gay before I did. No 8-year-old cries for hours over not getting a Kylie Minogue cassette for his birthday. Oh, that's sweet. Was he good about it?
You're a fascinating individual, and I appreciate you coming by here this evening. It was a pleasure chatting with you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
You're very kind.
Quentin Crisp. We'll be right back with Dr. Armin Broder.
A great guest. His brazen foppishness is fantastic and supremely refreshing, says Johnny, given the time of the interview. David said, could you bump up the volume of the video? Sorry, it was a little quiet. We're gonna wrap up the video for now, I think. And I'm actually gonna wrap up the stream. We've so many tabs that we didn't look at, so we're gonna do that next stream. Next stream's gonna be all about Oscar Wilde. We're gonna look up some Oscar Wilde stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. We'll find some clips of Oscar Wilde on Letterman. Yeah, it's something Swat Theater says, I wonder what you did wrong, made me laugh hard. I wonder what you did wrong. Yes. Oh, and Brian, of course, recommends Celluloid Closet. Highly recommend it. Wonderful line about how America is more like the movies than anyone says it is. Celluloid Closet, obviously, required viewing. Everyone should watch that one. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap it on up. I will see you next week for an Oscar Wilde stream that I'm super looking forward to. Bring your favorite Oscar Wilde stories, if you have them. I already shared mine about my high school physics teacher, but I have more stories to tell about that, actually. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for the wonderful tips. I really appreciate that. That's what helps keep these streams coming along. And just thanks for everybody for hitting like and subscribe and hitting that bell. Oh, do remember to hit the bell so it'll give you the notification when we go live. Yeah, and of course, if you're enjoying this stuff, head over to my Patreon, patreon.com/MattBaum. You get some more rewards there, some exclusive videos, early ad-free access to stuff. You get a whole other podcast that's patrons only. So, and you can even get a book in the mail and little trinkets and stickers and stuff from me. So, yeah, patreon.com/MattBaum. There's a link in the description. And if you're enjoying the Bewitched video, share that Bewitched video. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Keep it rolling along, as they say, as the witches say. Yeah, and join me for my Twitch streams over at twitch.tv/MattBaum, where we play some games, we look at clips, we have a good time, we hang out, we complain about medical problems sometimes. Twitch.tv/MattBaum for streams like this during the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. King of Pointless, thank you for taking us out on that clip. It was just a hoot. Derek Moore, thanks for being here. Some Thin Suave Theater, Mr. T, GQ, Nick G, Trevor, Derek, Timothy, Arena Dales, thanks for the stream. Keith Percy, goodbye. Austin says thanks. Terrence says Oscar Wilde, we have our homework assignment. You do. You have a homework assignment. Look up some Oscar Wilde stuff. King of Pointless says, this is my favorite place on the internet. Oh, my favorite person on the internet. David says, my favorite is Oscar Wilde. Oh, supposed last words. We will talk about that next week. Yes, we will. Goodbye, Bumble. Thanks for the rainbow hearts. Chris Boggs, thank you for being here. Carmen Franklin, a great way to spend a Saturday as always. Harper, thank you for being here. And thank you for putting that Alan Turing poster up. I'm looking forward to hearing about your conversations with your students about that. Oh, Mortep. Oh, my goodness. Mortep. We were just talking about Holy Toledo. Just talking about when I was in high school and was directing the importance of being earnest, and I was talking to my physics teacher about the importance of being earnest and what a great person, Oscar Wilde would have been to meet. Those conversations have stuck with me my whole life and were so important to me. So my physics teacher from high school is here in the chat, everybody, and I could not be more excited to have you here. So hooray, hello, how wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. Alexa, thanks for joining for the stream. Mr. Zook, thank you, and I'm going to check Twitter for your message. Harper says you stream Pacific time. I do. I'm on the West Coast here in Seattle. SimSilica, thank you for popping by. David Perkins, Mr. Zook. Oh, yes, Mr. Zook. Wait, so is his sister? I don't know what you mean. But so, yes, so is his sister to you. Will, thank you, Matt. Love your show. Thank you, Will, for the tips and everything. Bentor, Brush, Harper, and Cassidy. Really enjoyed your Witch Breakdown. Thank you. Everybody, what a joy to spend these weekends with you. I am so glad that we were able to do this, and I cannot wait to do this again next week. All right, Bitter Queen, goodbye. Joshua, goodbye. Nevermore, goodbye. I will see you all again very soon. Let's see if I can figure out how to end the stream. Oh, I can. Here we go. All right, everybody. See you around, and have a lovely weekend. Bye.